in the work environment, I think it should be really open and supportive, but while really making opportunities for people to do things to the best of their ability, being flexible, but also delineating aspirations.
Yeah.
So you've got to work hard, you've got to be good, but we're a really supportive environment. Don't have meetings if early in the morning when dad or mum might be looking after children, dropping them off. Don't have them after 3:30 in the afternoon when the same thing happens, and it doesn't matter if it's the dad or the mum. That's thinking about the family environment.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they either make up work at weekends in their own time. They don't have to account to me for what they do, but if they are dedicated to their research and getting things done, I have no problem with people making flexibility that suits their hours and making the environment work so that we're not demanding them to do things at times when they can't.
Our hub has a number of women within the hub itself. So we have almost 50% female CIs, so chief investigators, and then more than 50% in terms of our postdocs, more than 50% in our PhDs, and 100% females in our RAs. So we're very female orientated or gender diverse hub. And as part of that, we've also seen a number of staff and students take time away to have children as well. So I think we had 4 maternity leaves and I think 3 paternity leaves so far within the course of our hub. So it's been good to see that it's been a supportive environment where we can encourage women to return to work. It's probably about keeping open lines of communication to people, once they've at home as well, making sure that they're in the loop but don't feel under any obligation to engage, but are still kept informed of what things are happening, and being flexible as much as we can in terms of encouraging people to come back to such that it fits the role.
So this came out really as an initiative, I guess, of the first director, Brian Gaines. After the first round of funding, and the centre's for 7 years, so there's kind of the first hiring right at the beginning, people for 3-year postdocs, and there's a second hiring round halfway through. So the first hiring round, they were down at research staff 14%, which is about kind of what you'd expect. And Brian said, well, that's not good enough. We need to look at how we're hiring people. We need to look at the shortlisting, the interviewing. We need to look at what we can put in place to retain people and make it possible for them. And so they made a lot of changes. They decided that all jobs in the centre would be offered part-time. People didn't have to give a reason. They just would have to say, this year I want to work 3 days a week. And then their contract could be extended to take that into account. We would offer childcare at all our major meetings. We would keep a whole range of gender-related statistics on things like conference speakers and so on. And Castro organised a lot of workshops, and one of the things that Brian Schmidt said is, if you're taking funding from the centre to run a workshop, we want you to set a gender target for your speakers. We're not telling you what it should be. You're going to tell us what you're aiming for, and it's a target, so if you don't make it, there's no penalty. And that turned out to be a very interesting thing to do. The part-time work was also very interesting because it brought back into astronomy, actually, a number of women who went on to now be outstanding leaders in the field.
Oh, really? So they came back because they knew that it could be a part-time? Wow.
Yes.